Hello guys, and welcome to this create and condition session. To start this create and condition session, we're going to do the restoration floor, which is the lying one. That is going to be your warm-up. So for that, you can do kind of straight through rather than building up the 30 seconds, minute, 9 seconds. Just do the whole thing that would usually be the 2-minute floor. Do it straight through and just do a couple of rounds, so 3 or 4 rounds of that. Take it as your own body. So if you do 2 floors and you're feeling energetic and your body's nice and loose and you're ready to go, then you can go into it. If you need those extra kind of few floors or a few goes through, then take those so that your body's feeling nice and ready to go. So that's the lying floor that we'd use for that. From there, we take it into the create and condition session. This is an Emom, or an every minute on the minute. Okay, so we'll do press ups on your first minute. We'll do bridge lifts on your second minute, split squats on your third minute, and then in your fourth minute is a complete rest minute. We're going to work up 4 rounds of that. So with these moves, you'll have done them all before. They kind of play their part into the restoration pieces, but now we're putting them together as a conditioning piece, which gets the mindset in there that you're starting to push towards something. In terms of your work, you're going to work for around about 50 seconds of each minute, and then you've got 10 seconds to get up, shake off, and get ready for the next piece. All right, and as well, you get that minute rest on the 4th minute. So I'm going to take you through the movements, and then I'm going to do the first 4 minutes with you, and then you can carry on throughout for the 4 rounds. So your first movement is press ups. So on your press ups, we're going to start off hands and feet. Now if you need to kind of change the movement a little bit to make it easier, I would recommend doing the press ups to a higher surface. Have your feet on the floor and put your hands on a higher surface, like maybe a table, a chair, even a wall. Okay, if you don't like that way of doing it and you want to do them on your knees, I would suggest starting on full press up, lowering yourself forward, pushing yourself forward, and then lowering down to the knees and then to the chest, and then pushing up to the knees and then pushing the knees off the floor. So you're always at that full lockout at the top. Okay, so a press up. So initially we've got the rock forward, and then from there we're going to lower yourself down to the floor and then back up. So the kneeling variety for this, we would rock forward, knees to the floor, down, and then knees back up. As a kind of heightened surface press up, we could use a surface that's around into press up position. You will still rock forward, lower down, and then back up. Okay, so there are your press up options. Your next movement is a lying bridge lift. A bridge lift. This will be on your shoulders, so you're just driving your hips through. If you want to make this movement slightly harder, you can do the bridge lifts on your hands, which will bring in a lot more shoulder movement, and we really need those shoulders to be able to open, but the restoration work should have helped with that. So your bridge lifts. Hips down on the floor, shoulders down on the floor, hips coming up and back down. The harder variety, hands on the floor, hips down and hips up. In terms of your hand position, it's really up to you. A lot of times I'll take an open hand position, so rather than there, I'll open it up. So this puts my shoulder in a big open position straight away, and then I'm in that position. A lot of people find that's too straight, much strain on the hands, so they turn them round, but just making sure the shoulder is pulled back, so we're really pushing the chest out of the shoulders. That's in the harder variety. Next up, you've got your split squats. So split squats, There's going to be one foot in front of the other, but using your normal gait pattern. So that's my normal stance. So I'm not going to make it any narrower, and neither am I going to make it any wider. I'm just going to keep that stance, but split my feet. Like so. So not a massive one, not a lunge, just slightly in front. I'm squatting on this leg. Hands can go out in front. So squatting on that leg, down, up, like so. And to keep it going for the minute, so you're never worrying about doing too much on one side, just swap every rep. Like so. And there you go, split squats. Your 4th minute is complete rest. Okay, so it's 4 rounds of this, so set your timers up so that it's going to beep on the minute every minute, or just have a clock ready so that you can see the minute every time you come into it. Work for around about 50 seconds and then rest for 10 seconds at the end. So 3, 2, 1, off we go. "50 seconds up, rest in there." So if you need to, you can. You don't have to keep going for the full 50 seconds. If you need to stop and shake out, which will be in the further rounds, then do so. Bridge lifts next. Ten seconds to go. And 50 seconds up. 10 seconds to move into your next one. We've got split squats to finish off. 3, 2, 1, off we go. And 10 seconds to go. So we've got a minute's rest up next, and then we're going to go back into those press ups. So that was round 1, we're into round 2, off we go. That's it, guys, good work. So as you're working through these press ups, just keep trying to get as big a range of movement going as possible. "20 seconds to go. So from here on in, guys, I'm going to let you go on this alone. So carrying on with the minute of work. So you've got 3 rounds left. So next up, guys, I'm going to spin you right the way around. I'm going to look at our hanging sequence. So guys, on this one, we've paused the camera to kind of keep going with the workout. Now you're back on at the end of the session, and we've got the hanging hold. So this is a max hang. So if we've developed that grip and developed the range of movement, and you can just hang statically from a buoy, then brilliant. If not, you can place your feet on the floor or on a box, but allowing your body to hang somewhat with that aid. If you don't have anywhere to hang in your house or around your garden or in your local park, then basically you can just do a hanging stretch, which will be to find a door frame and hang yourself through, which will give you that kind of nice shoulder and spinal torso stretch without actually having to do any of the loading in there. So basically, I'm going to take it to the buoy. So I'm going to grab hold of the buoy, and from there my feet are still on the floor. So I could just hang in that position, which is doing a pretty decent job. Okay, I'm not really holding myself on the floor too much. My feet are on the floor. Just going to bring you down so you can get a bit of the floor visual in there as well. Now, if I want to, I could lift my feet up off the floor. So now I'm hanging fully. And I can just allow myself to fall through, so allow gravity to do its work. And I'm taking some big deep breaths in there as well, just to kind of work my oxygen into it and get used to hanging whilst breathing, whilst working those lungs in that place. So if I didn't have anywhere to hang, I could literally place my hands on top of a doorway or anything I can find, and I'm just going to squeeze my butt and just allow myself to hang through. I'm going to keep my belly button sucked in tight so that I'm not doing my lower back too much, but I'm just hanging in there, so I'm getting that shoulder stretch as well. That can be done on any doorway. Okay, you put your hands or your wrists on the doorway and just allow yourself to chest to fall through a little bit. Keep that butt tight, keep that belly button pulled in tight. You're just holding that for as long as you can. Once you've done one hold for as long as you can, that's you done. If you want to practice a few more times, then feel free to do so.